Hello, my name is Stacy and I am a crafter of many different kinds of crafts, and I just created a YouTube channel a couple of weeks ago and I have a few videos on there. I started looking at other YouTube videos of things that I was interested in, and I noticed that a lot of them were saying FlossTube. So I actually Googled FlossTube, and it is a playlist on YouTube all about cross stitching and needlepoint, anything that uses floss string. So I do cross stitch as well as a little bit of needlepoint, along with many other different kinds of crafts. So a little introduction. Again, my name is Stacy. I love crafts. I am a hairstylist and I work full-time in a salon, hence all the nail polishes behind me. This is my personal collection. I do not take clients at home. It is just to do my own nails with. But I do hair in a salon. I do not do nails. That's full-time, and then at home, hobbies, I just do all kinds of different crafts. I like anything from painting and art to candle making to cross stitch, crochet, knitting. I've gotten into diamond painting lately. And I am a notorious crafter that likes to work on a project diligently for a little while, a period of time, and then set it down for literally years. So a lot of the stuff that I'm going to show you tonight are old projects that I started a long time ago, and they are not necessarily the style or trend now in 2018, because I started them many years ago, some when I was even in elementary school, middle school age, and that was in the mid-90s. So now that I've aged myself, as far as cross stitch and needlepoint goes, I really love Dimensions brand. I like their gold collection especially because the entire thing is stitching that I've done. Any color you see on the canvas is stitching that I've done. None of them are printed. They're all counted cross stitch. So with that said, I also love the kits. I do have a floss collection where if I don't have a kit and I just find a pattern that I really like, I can get the floss colors for it. I'll show you. I have 2 boxes. Here's one of them. I don't have to get into them very often because I do the kits mostly, but I do have it just in case. So I'm going to go through my cross stitch projects, old and new, completed and not even started. What I'm going to start with are the projects that I have done very minimal work on, and the completed works will be at the end of the video. So if you just want to see my completed works, then go ahead and scroll to the end of the video. Alright, let's get started. So again, I love the Dimensions. This one I asked for Christmas and I got it, and I haven't started a single stitch on it yet. I haven't done anything on it at all yet. It's called Guardian of the Sea, and it is a gold collection item. It's a lighthouse with sunset behind it, and every bit of color that you see on here is going to be a stitch. So the canvas that you start with, the cloth that you start with, is going to be completely just cream, and everything on here is a stitch. I haven't started it yet, so that's that one. Okay, next we have another Dimensions, but it is tiny little kit, and I barely started it. going to be a 5x7, and it is just little kitchen jars that say cute things on them. I started a little bit of this, and this was years ago. Who knows if I'll pick it back up. Like I said, I'll do some stitching and then put it down for years. In fact, I kind of reminisced when I went through my box of cross stitch. So this next one is a Bible verse, and I originally was going to do this one for my Pops, my grandpa, Pops, and he really loved eagles. But he's passed now. This was probably 20 years ago, maybe, that I was doing this one. Anyways, there it is. Has a Bible verse on it. Not a whole lot of stitches on this one. But that's that. Just throwing them down the floor. And this is how much I've done on it. I like to start in the center and then just work my way out. I'll finish a complete string of color until I move on to the next. I have never done a cross stitch to where you put the 10x10 grid on your canvas and go with it that way and have multiple strings going at once. I do not want to do them that way, and I never will. This one is older. It's a carousel, and carousels were popular in the late 90s-ish. So it's not really popular anymore, but it's a dimensions cross stitch. That's what it will look like whenever it's finished, if ever it's finished. And let's see here. This is what I have done on it so far. And that one, like I said, probably 20 years ago, 15 years ago I started that. I don't know. Okay, next is another dimensions kit. I just put this one in a Ziploc bag. Might be hard to see. Noah's Ark. When I opened that one up, I didn't remember having done this much on it, but there's how much I did on it. Okay. Next, I'm going to show you one that is the one that I'm working on now. And again, it's the gold collection. Fall Fairy. She's pretty. I've done a winter fairy, but I don't have that one with me today. And this is what I've done on it. Closer to completion than the others I just showed you. This one I did different. I started in the middle like I always do, but I didn't want, I was taking a picture of it every day that I worked on it, and this is actually 12 days of work, 12 full days of work. And I didn't want people to know what the picture was before it was halfway done or so. So what I did was I started in the middle with a color, and then I just spread all around, did different things, and just working the whole picture all at once instead of just starting at the middle and working it my way out like most of them that I do. One more work in progress, which this hasn't been touched in years. This is called, it's another gold collection kit, but it is a needlepoint, not a cross stitch. And so I have it on my frame here. And it's called Magnolia Serenade. This is the bottom of it. It's a geisha. So you can see the parts that I have done and see through the needlepoint to the parts. And then of course if you roll it up, the top part is all stitching. And this is a picture of what it will look like when it's done. Okay. Okay, this is the first cross stitch that I finished. And it's another carousel. So this was the first one that I did and finished. This is the picture of it in the book. So this one was not a kit. From the Stony Creek collection. And here it is. So for a first project for a kid, that's pretty good, I think. But I'm also partial. Okay, the next one was the first one that I completed that I felt like was an adult cross stitch. A little bit more detailed and in depth and pretty, not just an outline of a figure or whatever. And this is it. It's on a black canvas, which really makes the colors pop. This is also a Dimensions. It's called Tropical Birds. And that one is finished, just not framed. That's all. So I did this one maybe in high school, maybe middle school. I don't really remember. Okay. I also like to do the cross stitch and the back stitching, and then usually what I do is I give it to my mom. She can do the cording and the French knots. I'm not a fan of French knots, but she likes doing them, so I give my cross stitches to her when I'm done with them, and she can finish them off. And she has one right now that was the winter fairy that went alongside of the autumn fairy that I'm working on. This one is complete. Totally finished. It even has the French knots done. And all of that. This one is called Twilight Bridge, another Dimensions gold collection. Every stitch from this corner to this corner down to the bottom corners, every single square has a stitch in it. Every single one. And over the years I've become very perfectionist, and so the way that I do them, this is the back. It looks pretty pristine even on the back because I'm just a little bit OCD about it. It looks like a picture on the front and a picture on the back. I don't like crazy strings hanging out and doing things. This one is a needlepoint, Cherry Blossom Girl or something like that it's called. It's complete. It's another geisha to go along with the one that's in progress on my frame. It has cording and ribbon. There's some ribbon work on her headpiece. She is done. I feel like needlepoint goes a little faster than cross stitch, but I don't know if I like it as much as I do cross stitch. Again, on the back, pristine. So there's her. I have one more. It's a completed and framed work. I did this one in 2002 is what the date says on the corner. Dimensions gold again. Custom framed, so you get to pick your colors and everything, so that's nice to be able to custom frame your work. Pick the colors that you want to go around it. And again, every bit of color that you see on here, except for the very light blue at the top, is a stitch. So every block on here is stitched. And that is the last one that I have to show you. So, thank you so much for watching. And this is my first FlossTube video. We'll see if I have more or updates or anything like that. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I put all kinds of my crafting things on there. And my username is STACINOELLECP. Stacy Noel CP. Follow me on Instagram and give me a subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Bye.